think that sign's gonna stop me? I can't breathe.
Alright, we're starting a new playthrough on... Not a new playthrough, but our first playthrough. Ghost of Tsushima. It's really exciting.
So funny though.
I've heard a lot of really good things about this game.
So I
It
would like
looks
read up
amazing.
about my rifle
It's definitely up my
and
alley.
make sure
It
like I'm
seems
about to
like
buy like
super...
3 parts for myself.
So, you know,
Right with that, I was like,
excited to
okay,
play it.
I just go
Hope you
do a
guys
test drive
will watch
first
it.
to make sure. So I throw it around on my
I think
rifle,
that's
right?
all we can.
So like I put it in, and as soon as I pull the ball up and pull it out,
There's even
the
an
only
option to
thing that
continue.
falls out is the
I don't
shells
have...
and the
I don't
casing.
have any saves.
The bullet was still in the chamber?
The bullet got stuck in the chamber, and there was just a shit ton of gunpowder everywhere.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Yeah. So now there's a ton of gunpowder in the gun, inside the well, all over my leg because the well's gone.
Guys, what difficulty should I play on?
The
Be
hardest.
realistic. Be realistic.
The hardest.
At
The challenge is fun.
I don't know how hard the game
And
is.
people like
the hardest, you die at like one hit.
Oh,
people
2
like
hits.
suffering.
second hardest, easy.
Hard suffering better.
We all know
I want to have
Add a
fun
death
playing a
counter.
game.
Then you add a death counter.
At a death counter.
Slam down that.
The Mongol Empire is invading our home. They are brutal, relentless, unstoppable. We are 80 samurai against an army, fighting to slow the invasion. Today, I die
Samurai
for my
against an
people.
army.
There must be thousands of them. We will face death and defend our home.
Oh yeah.
Tradition,
DLC.
courage, honor.
It's like a whole separate game.
They are what
It's not even a
make us.
DLC.
We are the warriors of Tsushima. We are samurai! Nodadachi, go break their spirits. Hey!
So we sent a samurai in to break the enemy's spirits. Let's see how this goes.
Outsiders!
What?
Send your finest warrior to face me!
Nada, Jinnida.
I am Haru Nobuadachi, descendant of the legendary Yoshinobu Adachi.
They threw alcohol on the guy? The Mongols do not fight with honor.
Samurai! Do you surrender?
Cowards without honor deserve no mercy. No mercy! Fire for Tsushima!
Wow, this game is very gorgeous. Oh, I've been thrown off my horse. Didn't think about that. I will call this horse Seabiscuit. Oh,
Hell no.
I need you with me.
We need you. Look at the.
Lost so many. We have to keep pushing.
don't worry. I quickly muted chat as soon as I heard "oh." I was like, "Oh no, 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 no!" See, you told me the trick is that you just have to stream when I stream. So go on, start streaming.
Well, I haven't started the game.
Well, go on, just do a chatting stream. Get that hot tub going.
Did you actually see? Did you watch the trailer? I watched?
Yeah, that's why I was
really
talking
funny?
about it.
Wow. So those zombie looking guys, you know what they're called?
Yeah, it says that on.
Yeah, I wear my I voted pin every day. Very proud.
In Barony, there's a new update called Perfect Way for You and New Adventures on Their Feet. I mean, if I'm playing by myself,
This is
I
a
don't
route for school girls.
cloak, damage resistance, trap resistance, max HP and MP.
We're all that's
I've
left.
seen Boar
Survival.
in trooper outfit. Now I must see him in schoolgirl outfit. Must complete collection.
Oh,
Oh, clip that. Someone clip that. Send it to me.
You're the one streaming. What have you?
Oh, you asked chat to clip it.
I'm ready.
Chat, oh my god, chat, literally chat, oh my god, chat.
We end this together.
That's not what I said. I did it.
Oh, sorry. You said oh.
Very different.
Yeah, very.
Don't mix those cultures, clone, you racist.
Guardian.
That's my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to misgender you.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah.
Imagine playing Helldivers instead of Space Marine 2. Cringe.
I mean, it's only 3 players. There's 4 players.
Oh, I'm not playing Space Marine 2. I'm playing Ghost of
Well,
Tsushima
you know, the
and
new
streaming
update
it.
just came out.
Yeah, well, the new update for Space Marine 2.
It did also. I'm coming to you, clone.
What?
Yeah, what? Oh,
Chat, clip that?
Chat?
I'm letting you know everything we've been doing, we have to stop. Like in this game. Like,
No.
Don't worry. I played last night.
I haven't.
We're losing to the Kong.
I am Khotan, cousin of Kublai, grandson of Genghis.
Where's my subtitles? Can't find subtitles.
Brother, you are a warrior. I can see that. You trained your whole life for this. And you have won battles that lesser men have called unwinnable, yes? But while you were sharpening your sword, do you know how I prepared for today? I learned. I know your language, your traditions, your beliefs, which villages to tame and which to burn. So I'll ask you once again, Samurai. Do you surrender?
Did he kill my sensei?
Someone worked hard to keep me alive. No weapons, just supplies. Need to keep moving. Mongols. Someone saved me. Hid me back here. Maybe they have my sword.
Here, you, huh? Here, you.
Probably need to stealth a little more than that.
Someone was sharpening their blade. A warrior. My armor. Broken. But better than nothing.
Inside, now! How are your wounds? Can you run?
I think so. Where's my sword?
Not here.
You're on, here.
I'll take care of this. Please, hide. Oh, don't hurt me!
Shield Lumini! Right!
I have surprise! Please take it!
In the gut.
Who are you?
I'm Yuna. You want your sword? Follow me.
How long was I out?
Long enough for the Mongols to conquer half the island. Shh. Not now. Shit, get down.
Let's move.
This way. Wait. There's nothing we can do for her.
But I can save the others. Lord Shimura was with me on the battlefield.
Jito, forget him.
Yuna, wait. Lord Shimura is my uncle.
You're Jin Sakai? The Jito's nephew?
I have to know. Did he survive?
I think so. The Mongols took him prisoner.
Where did they take him?
East, along the coast.
Toward Castle Kaneda. They must be holding him inside, celebrating their victory. I could take them by surprise.
You'll be killed.
Or I'll rescue Lord Shimura. Then help him drive the Mongols into the sea. He can contact the Shogun, call for reinforcements.
I didn't nurse you back to health to watch you throw your life away.
Why did you save me?
I couldn't leave you to die. I need your help.
Lord Shimura can help our whole island. And he's the only family I have left. Let's move.
Come on.
More guards.
We'll take the rooftops. Onto the roof, up here.
You climb roofs, scavenge battlefields. You're a thief.
When I need something, I take it.
Like my katana.
I traded it for food and medicine.
You what?
Don't worry. We'll find the buyer. Get your sword back. You've got a long ride ahead. Take whatever supplies you can carry.
This is someone's house.
And they're not coming back. Through here. The man I traded your sword to lives just up ahead. Toro! Shit.
They must be here.
Oh, I have my sword. Katana.
I am Jin Sakai, nephew to the great Lord Shimura. And I am no coward!
Your enemy is no match for you. But you still lack control.
I was practicing.
With your father's weapon? The sword of Clan Sakai has saved lives and ended wars. Who did this to you?
No one.
I will teach you to defend yourself.
I know how to fight.
To master your blade, you must first control your emotions.
I can do that, Uncle.
Show me. Let's see what you've been practicing. Try to strike me.
Yes, Uncle.
Attack! I am ready. Well done. If you'd fought like that, your attacker would not have bruised you so easily.
Wasn't a fair fight.
Imagine he's returned to finish what he started.
Hey,
He'll
Christian,
use
how's it
every
going,
dirty
man?
trick he knows.
Good to see you,
How
buddy.
will you defend yourself?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I am back.
I'll kick dirt in his eyes, then break his nose. See how big he feels with a mouthful of
I did not mean to answer like
Small
that.
victory, achieved without honor. When a samurai
Yeah.
faces a devious foe,
Playing Ghost of Tsushima
must
looks
rise
so
above
pretty.
them.
Got this new
Never sink
4K
together.
OLED monitor. It's just
how
to
tempting.
die for.
Yes,
It's
Uncle.
so pretty.
now break through my defenses. Show me Jin Sakai is a warrior of great courage. Break my block with a heavy attack, then strike quickly. Enough. I yield.
How you been, man?
win.
Not at all.
Haven't really been looking at YouTube videos recently, but have you uploaded anything cool?
Never lied to you, Jin.
I'd love to check it out before I go to
Change
sleep
trying
tonight.
to block my attacks. I will not go easy on you. Hold your blocking form. A fine block. Good. Attack later.
I'm sore. Can we take a break?
We're not finished yet. Find your resolve and fight through the pain. Good.
One about The Witcher 4. I will be watching that.
It's time you learn to parry.
Is it just
Wait
like
for
your
me to
thoughts
make
on
the
it?
first move. Once I strike, block my attack. Fine parry. Save your energy. Attack later. Good form, Jin.
The
You're improving.
I wish we would have got a gameplay trailer, but I think we're years away from getting one of those. Because what,
It'll
the
take more than a
first
child to know the
Cyberpunk
window.
trailer was 8 years before Cyberpunk
Now then,
Cyberpunk was released.
let's see you defend against a spear.
I hope they
Dodge my spear, then follow up with a counterattack. Good reflexes.
that like
Excellent counter. Excellent dodge.
I hope they take their time.
Then counterattack. You have a small opportunity to strike. Use it. You see,
Yeah, the official
there
trailer.
is no weapon,
Nice.
no warrior you cannot overcome.
Thank you for these lessons, Uncle.
We are not finished yet. Jin's
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It looked
Will you
awesome.
honor me
It
with
was
a
super cool.
sparring match?
I was
I
just
wouldn't
saying,
want
like,
to hurt
the first
Feel that
trailer
confident?
for
Let's make this
Um,
interesting. The first
I was
one
just saying
five
I hope we
strikes
had
gets to
I wish we
choose
had an
demon.
official gameplay trailer, but
I hope you like octopus.
it's gonna be a long time before we get an official game trailer.
Very good. You show great skill.
Well struck, Uncle.
The trailer looked awesome, but it's weird. Like, so
I have one last question.
your thoughts on it? Sweet.
Generations. our
It seems
families
like Siri lost her
Tell me the virtue
like
of
elder
kindness.
blood or something like that when she used her powers at the end of Witcher 3.
Loyalty to our Lord.
It was like she was able to use
Control
Witcher
over our
potions,
emotions. And
which means she must have had to gone through the trials.
honor. To fight bravely and uphold the legacy of Clan Sakai.
Yeah, I wonder how, like,
Those are your father's words.
I wonder the time difference
What does honor
between
mean
The
to
Witcher
you?
3 and The Witcher 4.
I guess
Because if she did become a Witcher, Ciri could live for a very long time.
the ones who can't fight for themselves.
You have a
I'm
good
sad that we're not playing as Geralt, but, like, I get it.
But first,
Our boy needs to chill.
we must show
Boy needs to
everyone that
rest.
We serve our Lord with courage, integrity, and self-control.
You say that like it's easy.
It's never easy, Jin. I struggle with it every day. But we must set an example for our people by remaining true to our code and to ourselves. That is the meaning of honor.
A hard reboot, to be honest. Yeah, for real. When I saw, like, the different school emblem that I had never seen in the Witcher series, I really thought it was going to be a hard reboot. But they're probably scared to do a hard reboot.
Good. You found your sword.
Where can I find a horse?
The stables aren't far. This way.
Kind of want to, like, pause the game and watch your video right now.
More riders.
Islands crawling with them.
Where are the stables?
Behind that burning farmhouse. Follow me. We can get close. Slit their throats and kill them without a sound.
Without honor.
Watch it on the stream.
I will not.
Is that,
break
are
my
you cool with that? Like, if you're okay with that, I'll do it. I mean, I guess that's your consent right there. You say watch it on the stream.
oath.
I'm down. Yo, the new profile picture, that kind of goes hard. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, it's not. There we go. Trying to get browser audio set up. I'll turn game audio off real quick.
The Witcher 4 is finally here. After the long-awaited release since The Witcher 3 that came out in the mid-2010s, The Witcher 4's trailer has finally been announced, and
ChatGPT
we
has
got
been helping
a
you
small,
critique.
short
Has been helping you critique your
sneak
channel.
peek
How's that
preview
work?
of what the game could be about and could be like. Been waiting for this new game to come out for honestly quite some time, especially since the ending of The Witcher 3, where you seen that characters like Ciri had a very good potential chance of becoming the new main character. It was never fully confirmed, but it was highly presumed that Ciri was going to be the main character for The Witcher 4. Again, another it's like also another really good net positive, I think, is that it gives myself and a bunch of other people who make stuff like YouTube videos, or just kind of like, people who like, nerdy stuff, and also even like, say, the Christian perspective, right? It gives myself and many other people an excuse to make a bunch of videos about it, and they get to try to find a bunch of cool Christian perspective stuff. And it could be another excuse for us as people of the faith to get together and, to connect and to community build. Also, in holiness, glorify God because he's good. Time. Listen to a level of some feedback, and I'm trying some new strategies out. I think it will work in the future. So, for example, I've spoken to a little bit about some AI machine, like for example ChatGPT, and I've kind of thrown some ideas off of it, and it did help me create some images too. So like some of these images here are kind of backgrounds with some kind of a little bit of some Christian perspective, a little bit of some community perspective, a little bit of some like RPG stuff. And I went through recently and I've changed some of my titles, some of my descriptions, some of my images, some of which I myself personally directly did, some of which the AI machine helped me a little bit. So it's really like a combination of both myself and like a little bit of some, more heavy critique. But I might try some different strategies and solutions going forward. Let's go into The Witcher 4 and let's look at the trailer, and I think I want to do a little bit of a critique of the trailer and then come up with some reasons for why it could be very cool. And I might also go through and discuss a little bit of some of the potential quote-unquote controversy with Ciri and maybe her looks and some of the aspects of it.
Yeah, she looks old. She's beaten and battered.
Uses a thing. So, I mean, I would like to just honestly just put the trailer in vanilla so people can just watch it. And then what I could do is I could give some of my thoughts beforehand and some afterhand. I would like to just play it all the way through, though. I don't know if that's... I really don't feel like I'm violating copyright. I'm also not like a lawyer, right? So what I think, okay, so the trailer, I found this trailer off of a YouTube channel called quote unquote The Witcher.
Been using it more often, but my first name is
And
Philip.
they also probably got it from like, CD Projekt Red, so I give them credit, right? So I would say going forward, enjoy the trailer. I think I'm going to give some of my thoughts afterwards, and then I'm going to try to build up the video, beyond that. So thanks for watching. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the trailer with you, but I'm going to give some slight transformation to it, so it's not technically the same video. And we can watch it together, and I'll highlight some certain thoughts I have over it. Also, by the way, it's from the channel called The Witcher, so if you like them, go check them out, and maybe subscribe to them, or support them, or as a Christian, you could even pray for them, right? I think prayer is very powerful. You never know, right? Oh, also, I'll just say that the volume might be a bit low on this, so I don't know how low this will sound.
Watched ye grow from a devilishly curious child.
Oh yeah, also, by the way, I would say you might just want to go out and just watch the trailer yourself, so it's more of a clean, fresh version for yourself. I might just talk over it a bit, to be honest. So, you saw examples like in the beginning here, right? When I use the word like quote-unquote spicy, this stuff is very difficult and uncomfortable to talk about. Like a girl, like a female adult, not wearing any clothes. That stuff can be kind of a difficult, uncomfortable topic to talk about. And it could get flagged on YouTube or whatever other channel, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. As long as you're not doing anything like super bad about it, it's probably fine. But when I am talking about stuff like paganism, there is a lot of pagan themes into this too. So you see how she put on this robe, right? And she put this like garland over her head. It could easily represent that she's like some kind of an offering.
Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my own
But I would
choice.
also say this, that the game is supposed to be dark. I mean, whether a person likes this or doesn't like this, it's supposed to be a dark series.
Witcher?
To tell someone else the truth, that I do feel like this game, it has, in my opinion, some Assassin's Creed vibes to it. The idea of her kind of stealthily walking along, and she has a hood up. And it does kind of
They
draw
took
some
away like
inspiration maybe from
all of the
Assassin's Creed.
gentle feminine features
I'm
that
not sure
Ciri
that's a bad
had
thing
and made her
necessarily.
look very butch.
Assassin's Creed, in my opinion, is extremely cool. So I don't really view that as a bad thing. So and
Back to the village. Go now.
again, like, it also shows Ciri making the decision that she's going to try to save this person, but the general codex or the beliefs of the Witcher school or their traditions, codex or the...
So that's not a wolf. That's the lynx. So the Ciri started her
beliefs of the
own
Witcher
Witcher school.
or their traditions are that Witchers are not really like, they're not supposed to involve themselves in like normal human politics and business. They do occasionally, but they're supposed to kind of remain neutral and stay out of people's business. They kind of help humanity, but they also kind of help themselves. And like a lot of Witchers, they live a very long time. So like Witchers can live potentially somewhere from maybe like 100 years to maybe even going on potentially maybe even like 500 years. So a lot of humans in these types of time frames, they might live 20, maybe 50 years. So a Witcher might live to 250. That could be like 5 times a normal human in this world. So involving yourself in other people's business like this, it's like getting too emotionally attached to someone or something that's probably not going to be around, or you personally aren't going to be part of their life for long periods of time. In and of itself is kind of foolish, especially since a lot of Witchers.
Like, what is this power? What is this power she's using?
They seem very nomadic in a lot of ways. They have Kaer Morhen, where a Vesemir built, or Vesemir at least ran for a long time. But
I'm like
a lot of Witchers, they just travel around the world, so they're not usually like in one specific spot for too long. So there is that aspect too, and a lot of Witchers have their emotions suppressed, or at least Geralt has his Witchers. He has his Witcher powers; they suppress him, and so there is wisdom to kind of abstaining a little bit. Oh yeah, by the way, if you watch this video, let me know what your thoughts are on me choosing to give commentary over the video trailer. I do feel like this will definitely make it more fair use and transformative.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I don't have to.
The thing with fair use and everything like that, you really have to like display something over it. The more I see Ciri, I think she looked fine. So the more you see her in this version,
break this down every.
I mean, I can get that, but like, see, like here.
Okay, so
and I don't know if it's just the lighting, but she looks like she has those features back. That's sad.
Again, it's very dark, but I do sometimes like the fact that the world is dark, because it's its own special thing.
Well, with fair use, you really gotta like put something on top of the image. Not covering up the whole thing, but like something that transforms not just the audio, but like the visual.
Monsters.
How do we think she died?
But I do some
small knife, through the chest.
Sometimes like the fact that the world is dark.
They probably saw her come back, and then they were like,
thing.
"No, you're supposed to be a sacrifice," and then just, whacked her.
That's all we wanted. For her to go to the woods, to go to the gods.
Gods?
So is this like a story of how Ciri's trying to start her own different school?
There are only monsters.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, so before I go too far into making the video, I originally made the video. I'm trying to do some more editing, or this is like a very low edit, but I do want to say this though. Before I'm gonna cut this off here and go into the actual video itself. I already have it made actually, but I want to say this. I do like in it. I do enjoy finding pleasure and satisfaction of stuff like watching content.
Makes you think.
So I think that's a lot of fun. And I do want to support the idea of having a good time, right? I say have a good time, but be wise also. Okay, so that is the trailer. So let's
that
break
Witcher
down,
armor from that show is so goofy, man.
Is this first? The idea of Ciri, the protagonist, and then I would say I think I'm gonna just go through and explore, and I'm gonna explain some of my own personal subjective thoughts and opinions and beliefs about this. I think I also just want to note that the person who created this trailer, or who's the lead director or the project lead of this, he put out some statements about how he wanted to make the game in like the trailer and some of his creative thoughts. I personally, for right now, I have chosen to abstain from watching that because I feel like I don't want to know the answer. I would rather use my own judgment looking at it and not have it fully explained to me based off of the creator's choice. So I don't know, quote unquote, like the answer, but I'm going to come up with some of my own reasonings. So it's a little bit subjective. Okay, so
Highly
Siri
subjective take.
is, as far as I know, it is basically confirmed that she's the main protagonist of The Witcher 4. And her picture and her image shows her, in my opinion, I believe she looks much more older and mature than she did from, say, The Witcher 3. So in The Witcher 3, as far as I know, I think she's about 20 years old, and or somewhere within the age group bracket. And in The Witcher 4, she looks like she could be potentially somewhere between maybe 40 years old on the lower spectrum, and she could be somewhere maybe even going on 60 plus years old, maybe even like 80 years old in this game. Now, there isn't that much intel and information really shown or presented as far as I can tell, but she does, in my opinion, she looks a lot more mature. But I will also say
She does look older, yeah.
I don't think she looks bad. Like, she's not ugly. She still looks like a normal, decent, proper person, as far as I can tell. Also, from what I've watched a creator
It took
called
away a lot of the femininity
Asmongold.
in like her
So
eyes.
originally,
Like
I found his video first, probably because I like to watch a lot of his videos. So his video just kind of popped up, and I ended up watching. He went through the Witcher 4's trailer, and he gave some of his thoughts. So that's where I initially got this from. But also, I've been hearing and learning information about this recently. I also want to say that I do personally like Ciri quite a bit as a character, but it is a little bit gray at times. And I also want to say that I do like Geralt of Rivia quite a bit as the main character. So to me personally, it feels like a massive transitional shift from having a 3-game trilogy of Geralt of Rivia, the main protagonist, to therefore then having someone like Ciri be the main protagonist of the new game. And personally speaking, I think I would be more happy if instead of calling this The Witcher 4, they just made a brand new trilogy, separating it and keeping it as its own, like what's the word, like quote unquote, like self-contained. They could have the Witcher trilogy, they have the 1, 2, and 3 be its own thing and call that its own separate world and universe. And then they could build the next, they could make a new Witcher trilogy and then kind of like slap a new label or name on it and then make that its own thing. And instead of making it The Witcher 4, they could make it like The Witcher 1, or they could, obviously there's the branding, and they'd have to figure that stuff out, and they would never listen to someone like, someone like me, right? But I think it would be good if they just made it its own thing. And then
even if they just like made
to the like original.
Even if they just made like, even if it was technically still part of the Witcher like universe, like timeline, and if it was like far in the future, where like Geralt's dead and everything like that, and like Ciri may be like old, maybe she's dead, and like she makes like an appearance if she's old, but like you read about their history, stuff like that, like you face the consequences of what they did, like that would be cool. I don't think we necessarily need to stay in the same time period, like, not necessarily the same. I think a Witcher, like, when they're starting to harness the power of steam and stuff like that. I think a Witcher game in that period would be pretty cool. Like seeing just a Witcher um like have to adapt to the absolute, like, basically the industrial revolution. Trying to see a Witcher adapt to that. Like maybe there's less like ghoul type enemies, and there's more, even Oblivion is Skyrim, yeah. Like there's less ghoul type enemies, and it's more so like an enemy that looks like humans. So like you're fighting like a syndicate of vampires in like a city and everything like that. Like that's one of the like big story quests. Like that would be cool. Instead of it just being like kind of like monsters that can't even talk, like you're genuinely fighting like these intelligent creatures. They're working together now. That'd be cool.
Original game trilogy. So I think that would be a net positive. Okay. So I feel like for the next part of this video, I want to go through the trailer a little bit more. Okay. So some of my thoughts on the trailer is, oh yeah, I will also state this. So again, it does influence my opinion, but it was a very strong attitude. So I watched Asmongold's video about it, and he showed the original trailer for The Witcher 3. To be honest, I don't know if I've ever actually watched that trailer, or if I did watch it, it's been so long that I can't quite remember. The trailer for The Witcher 3, in my opinion, was extremely good. I mean, it was really compelling. And I also think some aspects of why the trailer was really good, I think the first reason I would say this is it was pretty short. I think it was like maybe 2 minutes long. And the trailer for The Witcher 4 was like 6 minutes long. So it was like 3 times as long as the original trailer. And The Witcher 3, it was pretty direct. It had a very strong reference from the book series. It talked about the idea of the lesser of two evils. It's like if he had to make a choice, I'd rather not choose it all. And I think for this new game, honestly speaking, I just feel like it was a little bit bloated. It tried to tell you and show and do, in my opinion, far more than it needed to do. So some of the things that you could see from that trailer, for example, it had a lot of pagan references and themes to it. So it starts it out. Oh yeah, also I'll state this.
I think the issue they ran into with like making a Witcher game about Ciri, like they're really trying to differentiate it from Geralt because like she comes right after Geralt. You don't want to just play a Witcher that has the same abilities and everything like that. As fun as it was, like it'll get stale. We've all everyone that's a fan of The Witcher has played The Witcher 3 countless times. So in the trailer they have to show that she has like different abilities, different weapons, like that chain weapon. Maybe that's in the game too, like that water power that like shocked the beast, whatever it is. Like they have to show those abilities because they forced themselves into a corner, and they had to show those abilities to just be like, guys, don't worry, it's mixed up, it's different, she's different to play. When like they could have avoided that.
It does stay true to the idea of dark fantasy, and
it does stay true to
it had some horror aspects to it. It had some quote unquote spicy themes in it. I don't want this to get too I don't want it to get too explicit. I think when I say the word quote unquote spicy, I think you can understand what that probably means, right? So it starts off the trailer with the girl taking some kind of a bath, which is quote unquote spicy. I'm not gonna go too much into it, right? But you can imply what that would mean, right? It shows them going out and basically taking this girl, and it shows that her and her probably her dad or the village elder is gonna take this girl, his beloved daughter, and he was gonna bring her out to be offered up to some kind of a pagan, the so-called god or whatever, the quote-unquote gods or whatever, and he was gonna offer his daughter up as a sacrifice, and they perform some kind of a ritual. They get together and they're gonna send her out to this place, and in the trailer, Ciri is shown there coming out, and people acknowledge that there's a Witcher, and she's going out there to, I think, it's not exactly certain as to why she's fully there or not.
I mean,
probably to get paid to do a contract.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is pretty certain. It's the classic thing that Geralt always did in The Witcher 3 and everything like that, where like got the beast's head to bring it back as like proof to get the reward. So I feel like someone definitely called Ciri out there, contracted Ciri to get the monster head. I'm not sure who it was in the crowd, or maybe it was the dad. I don't know. Like I think she's pretty clearly contracted out there because you saw her in the forest, like when she's killed the beast, like she's still carrying the head. So if there wasn't a contract, like she wouldn't have been doing that.
Correct. And they have this girl go out, and she's gonna go out and present herself as a sacrifice. And Ciri basically stops her, and obviously, you've seen the trailer, right? But Ciri goes out and she slays the monster, but the girl still ends up dying anyways. And then they basically, the village is in shock because this is a very dark horror moment. You talk about the quote unquote gods or whatever they're supposed to be, right? And I know that a strong aspect to The Witcher 3, especially the very opening cinematic, not necessarily a trailer, but when you play the actual game itself, there's like the eternal fire priests speaking about, the quote unquote gods and how they basically have forsaken and damned the world. So there is that aspect to it. And it shows the game, it's very dark. It's very bloody, it's very brutal. It has horror aspects to it. It's honestly, the trailer, in my opinion, I felt like it was actually pretty well made and pretty well done. So, and now I could be, no, it could be wrong. I could be wrong, right? The game has not been released yet. But just the trailer alone, I do think this game has potential. And here's another picture of her also. Again, in my opinion, and I know obviously some of this stuff, it is ultimately subjective at the end of the day, right? My opinion is all entertainment is neutral and subjective, and you can draw from whatever you want to draw from it. Obviously, it has its starting point and foundation. I don't think Ciri is ugly necessarily, but I don't think they made Ciri look, in my opinion, very attractive necessarily either. Because if you look at like Ciri from the original Witcher 3, she is in my opinion, and this is in my opinion, right? I think she's honestly very beautiful. I think she's very objectively attractive.
Like, look at this. Complete change of facial structure. Nose is completely different. This is from bottom of nose to eyes. Eye ratio, completely different. Your eyes don't change size. They don't. They don't from the time you're born. They stay the same size. I understand artistic liberty and everything like that, but it just seems, I don't know. And I understand when you get old, like your face changes, but not. Like, I'm not saying she looks awful in the new version, but like they definitely changed the way her face looks. That's just
attractive looking. So, and I feel like a massive jump and leap in the game. I'm just not sure how much of this appeal it's gonna have. And you could even look at the example from. I mean, I want to say The Last of Us. I think there was an example maybe from, or I think that might have been from there. I know there's like, even when you look at like the Spider-Man 2, where it shows like Mary Jane being like a very attractive looking female in the first one, and then in the second one, she's just not that attractive looking. Or even like Horizon Zero Dawn, and there's like Forbidden West. She's just, objectively, the female just doesn't look as attractive in the newer game. And I don't know if that's fully, supposed to be true or not. And some of the stuff is a little bit subjective, right? But I think from like the Last of Us example, it was like the first game was a beloved game that people loved. It was a game based around love, and The Last of Us Part 2 was a game really based around hatred. So I think that's kind of probably where I would draw some of my examples, or some of my, the beliefs from it. Is I feel like
Geralt
Witcher
just
3
got
was a
more
game
attractive
made,
as the games went on.
really, to be
less
honest,
attractive.
about like, just they wanted to build the best game they could make, and they succeeded. Again, some of this wasn't up to par, perhaps, with on the mechanics and
This is
and
what
such,
Geralt looked like in the first
because
game.
they had limited capacities and capabilities. But now that we have better, more advanced machines and capabilities, it still doesn't. Some of these like characters and stuff, they just don't look better.
Yeah, he just got better
And
and better as the games went.
I feel like if they would have came out with this picture or their idea for The Witcher, and they would have tried to explain Ciri, and they would have maybe it would have been more wise for them to start their trailers and to start this discussion by explaining a shift in who Ciri is and who she's supposed to become from the last game to this game. Because without having that initial explanation, people are basically forced to go from a character that they really love to seeing the new character be something different. So I feel like this could be a potential negative risk for the next game going forward. But then again, we don't necessarily know what's going to happen. I still do want to talk about some Christian themes to the game. So some themes that I've found, or that I've heard about the game, The Witcher in general, and again, I don't know what's going to be in this game or not, but the idea of the quote unquote, like the monsters, for example. The monsters, I feel like, could represent sin. So they're like, the plague, or like the damnation on earth. And they're there's the sin, and there's the consequence of the sin. And some of this is partially explained in The Witcher 3 a little bit. But from a Christian point of view, you could say the monsters are the consequences of our sin. And there's the original sin, the doctrine of original sin, and that the monsters stay here on, obviously this is a fictional world, where it's a fantastical version of what could be our reality, or what could have been 500, 1,000 years ago. But the sin is here, and it's not going to go away. Now, you can battle the sin, you can oppose the sin, you can try to reject and deny yourself from these things, and I think that ultimately will help you, but it's not going to indefinitely disappear. And like the Witchers are examples of people who basically fight against this sin. So, although people don't always like the Witchers, I think they do realize and understand that Witchers are a necessary force in the world. You could even maybe argue the Witcher could have biblical parallels to the Old Testament. Failed, but I believe he did eventually overcome his failure, and he did succeed in the end. And you could even draw parallels from like, this darker fantasy series to real life, where disciples or different, you can even like in Old Testament heroes, they could represent on some levels maybe like a Witcher. Obviously it's not one-to-one, but if you wanted to look for like a Christian perspective in this series, you could draw at least some kind of parallels between these. So I think this could represent a potential good, like a good Christian point of view. Overall, in my opinion, I think The Witcher 4 could be a great game. And to be honest, I feel like if we as individuals were willing to overlook some of the potential, like the quote unquote like the faults, right? Some of the faults that could exist within this game, it could fail initially, but I think if you're willing to look at the game from an objective point of view, I think as long as the game has pretty solid overall mechanics, and it has a decent story, and it's at least somewhat compelling, and if it represents and resembles The Witcher 3 in its scope and its ability to succeed and fulfill that scope, I think The Witcher 4 could be a game of a masterpiece. I also want to say this. I think if they minimize their excessive, all their woke stuff in it, and they just they can suppress themselves in some levels and not try to push and put as much of that stuff as they can in it. Instead, they try to minimize that kind of stuff in it, and they try to make a great game where they try not to let their personal subjective biases shape this game, and instead just try to make the best possible game they can make.
Right here, normally CD Projekt Red's pretty good at not
because that will draw more people into the game.
Going super over SJW.
And I would say, from like a Christian point of view also, right? I feel like, there is wisdom to wanting to play a video game or watch a movie or a television show or reading a book or whatever it might be, to having a level of neutrality. And obviously I also think, now this is basically like a pipe dream, it probably never will happen. Doesn't mean you can't hope for it, but they're probably never gonna make strong Christian references or be a game that's supportive of you or us. But there's no reason why we can't pray, in holiness to God for even our entertainment, right? Especially like a new upcoming game or a new upcoming whatever it might be. You can have His will be done, and you could try to seek out some stronger, positive moral things or themes, and maybe in holiness, maybe God will, if we as the people just start praying for entertainment, right? It could be used for instead of the forces of evil, it could be used for the forces of good. Instead of darkness, it could be used for light. Like, you never really know, right? So I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited for this game, but I feel like we should probably lower our expectations. And what's the phrase that is used? I think it was Winston Churchill. It's expect the worst, but hope for the best. So expecting this game to be kind of bad on some of its aspects, but hoping, it's like you hope for like the maximum amount of good, but you expect it to probably not have that, and lowering your expectations, but increasing your sense of hope. So it's like a practical earthly wisdom. It's like a double-sided like wisdom, right? You expect it to probably not have the things that you want or needed to be in it, and you expect it to probably have a bunch of the terrible stuff. So you go in with the expectations significantly low, but you have very high hopes. You hope it has everything good possible in it, and you hope it doesn't have the bad stuff, and you can hope it can go far beyond that. But realistic expectations is that it probably won't. So if it comes out and it's like maybe like a 6 out of 10, and you have the expectations that this could be like a 3 out of 10, the standard isn't gonna like, burn your ego or burn your your sense of person. And if you hope the game could be like a 12 out of 10, it's not gonna hurt your expectations either. And there could be things in the game that could be really good. The game could fail on a lot of things, but succeed beyond expectations and performance in a very specific area, which could be really good. And like a big fat AAA game, like it has like the name brand like The Witcher, right? If this game was able to make a really good brand new mechanic, or they were able to do something like, that go way off the rails, it worked out really well, that could be a net positive for gaming overall. So that I feel like I think that's a good way to look at things like entertainment, or just in general in life. Low expectations, but high hopes. So in the comment section below, let me know what your thoughts are on The Witcher 4, and what is your opinion on the Witcher franchise? And as a Christian, are you going to still buy this game, or do you think you're going to pass on the game? To be honest, I still think The Witcher 3 and The Witcher Thronebreaker are still great games overall, and even if they can't succeed making new games that are like, considered like greatness, we still have the old games we can enjoy. And we can still enjoy stuff like the older versions too, like The Witcher 1 and 2. In my opinion, are a bit old and a bit outdated, but it's still pretty cool. And there is like the book series too. And the book series, in my opinion, I tell you the truth, I have not read them. But it could be an opportunity that maybe I can go online on like Audible, for example, myself or you, the audience, and you can go on like Kindle or Audible, and maybe you're interested in the series, you could watch the very beginning. It's the more canonized lore from Andrazy Swalski. So there's always that, right? So, and The Witcher 3 is a timeless great game. And there's also plenty of other games that are either being released or have been released. So, yeah, let me know in the comment section what you thought about this video. I know I did this in a little bit different of a format, and to tell you the truth, I think this is going to be a higher quality, but only time will tell. And I know I haven't done this kind of stuff in the past, but maybe I'm going to start doing this more in the future. So if you like the video, consider leaving a like, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in this kind of videos or more videos like this in the future. And I hope you enjoyed this, or maybe you learned something. So glory be to God. Thanks for watching. God is good.
I like that video. It was good. Optimism and tempering expectations. Oh, gosh. Yeah, you should do a video on the controversy surrounding the new one.
Face me, invader!
Honest criticism, good and bad. I'm pro AI. Be a little careful. You know, like some people have a lot of issue with it on YouTube. As long as you're forward with it, most people have no issue. So you should be fine. Do you script your videos? I think there was a lot of good. Maybe like, I don't know. Maybe like next time you do something like that on a trailer. I think the video was good, but next time you do something like that on a trailer, pull up the YouTube video and like don't show account names, but like take comments under that video and like superimpose them on your video, and then kind of like reply to that comment with what you believe. Like I think that would be a good way to like kind of farm interaction, stuff like that, because like you're just pulling like maybe controversial takes, maybe even good takes from the video's comment section, and then just kind of like, you know, talking to them, debating them, or anything like that. Yeah.
It's close.
We can't save everyone.
I'm done running, and I can finally help.
Damn it! More guards.
Don't let anyone escape.
Thank you, my lord. They said all the samurai were dead.
Your honor, bro. You have like
Do you
1,000 times my subscribers.
Golden Temple might be safe.
Thanks for letting me watch your video on my stream, man. I
Careful.
appreciate that.
And guard your son with your life.
You risked your life for them.
They couldn't defend themselves. And I can't let more of our people die.
They're not the only ones who need you. My brother. The Mongols took him.
That's why you saved me.
Taka is my only family.
And Lord Shimura is mine.
What his name is?
Please. I just want my brother back.
I'll
Oh, thanks,
help you
man.
find him
Appreciate
before I
that.
save my uncle. I promise.
I'm coming with you.
I just wait until
Stables are
someone
just
says
up
something
ahead.
like controversial in your comment section, and I just start like debating them heavily.
Let's get to the horses.
They're samurai horses. The few we didn't take into battle.
Lucky for them. and us. Which horse do you want?
Digital deluxe horse. Well, I like this one.
Easy there.
He suits you.
And he needs a name.
Talk about the new Ghost video.
Kage, born from the darkness.
The controversy, like I said in the comment, like check out the controversy. Like there's a lot of like, you know, there's a lot of controversy surrounding it because the dev team is different now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it went from being a bunch of dudes to almost all female. And the mocap artist is like, not saying it's a bad thing, it's just different. Is like a raving liberal. So yeah, there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. You know, it's yeah, so
The walls are too high to climb.
it's stressful to even
Could
talk.
cause a distraction. Sneak in.
No. We walk in the front gate. Khotun Khan set fire to our best swordsman. Humiliated my uncle. Butchered the warriors of Tsushima. I'm going to repay his kindness.
They're repeating the same mistakes that got your friends killed.
That's what the Mongols will think. But this time, I'll strike.
Embrace my anti-woke grifting. I mean,
Until I finish them.
yeah, no, I got you, man. I just, you know. I'm just starting off, so I'm trying
I've come for Lord Shimura.
to keep it relatively chill.
Yumhige samurai.
You did it.
Don't sound surprised.
What's all that noise?
Not sure. The Mongols fired them off at the beach.
In a lot of ways, I enjoy talking about controversial stuff, but it's I can roll too. All right, I gotta sleep now. Sleep, peace, man. Thanks for tuning in, man. I always appreciate it. Always rely on Christian. Or Philip, my bad.
Keep moving. We can't retreat.
We can't keep going.
I have to. Fall back.
Alone?
Keep the path clear. When I find Lord Shimura, we'll need a quick escape.
I'll get the horses ready.
Do it. If I'm not back soon, ride for the forest. I am Jin Sakai, nephew of Lord Shimura. I have come to avenge his honor.
I wonder if I'll beat the big bad in the first mission.
Jin, your uncle has told me much about you, Jin Sakai. I will show him his nephew, broken and humiliated, begging to join the Mongol Empire. Jin. This is your time, Lord Sakai.
This is my time. I'll think it's my time. I'll be just fine.
Your uncle is watching. Submit, Lord Sakai. Slit your throat.
Oh, I dodged, bro. Chill. Daddy, chill. Oh, God.
Enough. Surrender. Show your uncle how easily he can bring peace to your home. Save yourself.
I failed. Again. Father.
Jin. Help me. May your death benefit all beings.
Young master, it's time.
I'm coming, Yuriko.
The whole island has come to mourn your father.
Can't you send them away?
You must face them, Jin. You are now the master of Clan Sakai.
Yes.
You're not alone, Jin. Your father is the wind at your back. Your mother, the birds in the trees.
And uncle?
He will tell you at your father's pyre.
Thank you, Yuriko.
If you ever need guidance, Clan Adachi will help you.
Oh, Adachi? That means this guy right here is the guy that got alcohol thrown on him, beheaded. Yeah. the people that matter and why.
Your father protected the people above all else. A true samurai.
My uncle.
Couldn't save him. I was a coward.
Jin, you are a samurai.
He died because of me.
Your father fell in battle saving his only son. His reward is a warrior's death. Now you will carry on his legacy. Your father's spirit resides within this blade. He is always with you. Tomorrow, you will come to my fortress as my ward. Today, say goodbye to your father.
Dang, this game's pretty. I'm alive. So, Smago could have saved himself a lot of trouble if he just killed me instead of throwing me off a bridge. No.
Father,
Seppuku is not the end.
how do I save him?
Oh look, it's a level up token. Oh, the father is the... Hello, Wensake. Objective, but... more literal.
Jin, what happened?
I found Lord Shimura. I could have saved him, but the Khan was there. I failed my uncle.
At least you're in one piece.
I swore to protect this island with my life. But now the Mongols have stolen our home, killed our samurai.
You forgot what it's like to fight someone stronger than you. To feel weak. Sometimes when you're staring death in the face, you have to do whatever it takes to survive.
The Khan expects to fight a war against the samurai. He will anticipate our every move, unless we find new ways to surprise him. That's how we'll save Lord Shimura and retake our home.
You'll need some help.
Riders. The Khan's attack dogs.
There's too many of them! Hide! In the grass! They must be searching for you. Bastards scared off the horses.
They're samurai mounts, trained to return to their masters.
Nice trick. The Mongols must be hunting you.
We should split up. I'll draw their attention while you escape.
I'm not leaving your side until we've saved my brother.
First, I need to find more allies. Trained warriors. Like Sensei Ishikawa and Lady Masako Adachi. They can help.
My brother can help too. Once we save him, you'll have the island's best blacksmith in your debt. He'll make whatever tool you need to save your uncle.
Something to scale the castle walls?
You dream it, Taka can make it.
Where are they holding him?
He was captured near Kechi.
Ride there and ask around. I'll join you soon.
Taka won't last long in the Mongol cage.
Yuna, we will save your brother.
And your uncle.
Control in this game is so good. Back on.
Golden temple. Darkness fades in brilliant light. We rise together.
Draw your blades!
Нэг ч хоёр хугалнаа.
Or so deeply in love with Todd. Such good stunts though. No, everyone was saying it was very good. Or like it's the best video game show ever.
Are you cowards?
Let's go, Kirby.
My lord, the Mongols have them.
Calm down. Who's been taken?
The invaders took our house. Down the road. My wife is there. With my son.
You left your family behind?
What choice did I have? I'm no warrior.
I'll help them. Stay here.
This is hilarious.
The man mentioned a wife and child. No sign of the family here. Maybe outside. Laundry, still damp. The attack was sudden. A lot of blood. Someone was killed here. Bodies were dragged, thrown in the water. A child's toy. His family didn't survive. I should let him know.
My lord, did you find them?
Your family was
Todd's
killed.
right though.
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you save them? I ran. Like a coward. I should be dead too.
It's not your fault. Don't let their deaths be in vain. Resist the invaders. Help those in need.
Yes, my lord.
Oh, it's... Oh, we have to get out of this game. Oh, that's how you do it.
I'll never forget the day he was killed. I could have saved my father. If only I was older, stronger. If I wasn't so afraid.
Oh, maximum. All right. Thank you to everyone who joined. Special thank you to Christian. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Always.